October 1st. The submissions were due by midnight last night. As of yesterday, there was 156, I believe. And then as of this morning, there were a whopping 228 submissions. 228 when I woke up this morning. I'm just pretty shocked. We've done these contests a couple times now, and not this exact same challenge, but we've done contests, and our highest before this was about 108. Previous to that was like 72, I believe. So yeah, so we're over double the last big contest. And it's really surprising because this was the challenge that we thought was impossible. So there's 228 games that didn't exist. Somebody just pointed out to me this morning that didn't exist. We didn't know what to expect. We really thought this is a tough challenge. And it's like a wacky challenge, so I thought some people would be into just the intense restriction, but people really went wild on Twitter. Someone coined, or at least helped coin, the term identical card game, or ICG, as our little acronym for it. 18 card ICG, could someone make a 54 card ICG or a 108 card ICG? So I've been sitting here watching all the videos, and I've seen a lot of requests online that people want to see them. So we want to show just a whole bunch of what we're seeing and share it with all of you.
This is Team Attack Repeat, and we're going to give you a brief demonstration of it. Okay, kids, are you ready? Mm-hmm. All right, 1, 2, team. 1, 2, attack.
Uncanny Candy is a 2-player competitive abstract strategy game with a sweet twist. There are only 18 cards in the game, and they are all completely identical.
And at the same time, one player say 3, 2, 1, go, and everyone try to do the keflip. Okay, so I'm trying to do it in this video. Okay, I did it.
The prince will then ask Princess P to go to sleep. During this time, the prince will flip one card to its P side. The prince will then hide the P anywhere in the deck other than the top card.
Then put out your hero card, which is represented by this little white car. Your enemy that is chasing you is the devil icon on this card. When you move, you actually take your card and follow the car along 1 location, 2 locations, 3 locations, wherever it is that you end up moving to.
Claim Jumper. Claim Jumper is an area control identical card game for 2 players. The year is 1848, and there's gold in the hills of California, so you better claim your land. The goal of Claim Jumper is to claim a plot of land with at least 8 of your colored hats, or to have the most visible hats after all cards have been played.
The invader attacks with more stars. They get a point for each extra star they have. If the defender has equal or more stars, no points are gained that turn. Resting coyotes do not defend, but they do power up. Flip your tired coyotes to show alert coyotes, and rotate alert coyotes to show howling coyotes at the top of the card. Shuffle them back into your deck.
Player gets dealt 9 of these cards at the beginning of the game, and then the first player is the person who most recently fed or held or ate a duck.
The core of the gameplay. Take the deck under the table and either flip the top card or flip the whole deck over. Then return the deck to the top of the table, passing it to the next player. Once per game, each player may look at the identity deck, place it under the table without manipulating any of the cards, and look at all of the cards.
Hello, this is Daniel, and I created a game called Down by the Banks. And Down by the Banks is based on the children's rhyme, Down by the Banks of the Hanky Panky, where the bullfrog jumps from bank to banky. You see here, every single card, all the 16 cards will look like this. I have that there.
Exit, Pursued by a Bear. It's a 2-player abstract strategy game that takes 5 to 15 minutes to play. So, here's the deal. You and your co-director are putting on some Shakespeare, but you can't decide if the play is meant to be a comedy or a tragedy. So what you're going to do is you're going to take turns placing and influencing actors onto a stage that you build over the course of play. Once that stage is filled, whoever has more actors on their side wins.
Oh no. So, foot to hand. Alright, foot to hand. Get your foot under here. I'm definitely gonna fall. You're gonna wait, can I brace myself? Oh yeah.
You choose how much space you want between the cards. From 1 card wide to up to 16 cards wide. Now you will take other cards and put the cards between the border cards in the same orientation. If there is a significant gap between the cards, you score no points. If there is an insignificant gap between the cards, you score points.
Each card has 8 different activities on it, 4 productive activities marked by orange arrows, and 4 resting activities marked by blue arrows, which will respectively add and subtract from the player's total productivity score. Cards can be placed face up or face down and can be rotated in either direction to add or remove activities from their timeline.
1, 2, 3 Paddle is a game for 2 to 4 players, where the goal is to have the most enjoyable kayak trip by making it farthest down the river, seeing the most animals, and not overexerting yourself.
You start by shuffling the deck in a very special way, which is you cut it in half, you orient one half on the other side, and then you shuffle it. And then you cut one half, and you twist it on the other side. I mean, you flip it on the other side, and then you shuffle it again. So in this way, you should have a very randomized deck with cards on the doctor side, cards on the hide side, and they should be oriented from toward me and toward the other players. Let's see how the game goes.
The highest number selected is 8, and the lowest numbers were 4. So everybody who picked 4 or an 8 is out, and the remaining 3 players can play again. And so there's only one.
So there's a whole bunch of different games that we've received, and some of them are just wild. You know, some of them do things that you wouldn't expect with a single card or even any number of cards. Some of the games are like huge multiplayer counts. I saw one that plays 1 to 18. There's a bit of dexterity in there, just doing crazy things with cards. One game was throw a card and see who can throw it the farthest. That's the game. I think the game was called Throw. That was the entirety of the game, which sounds like there's not much to it, but I've thrown a card before, and it's not that easy. Our next steps for this are watching the videos, going through the rules, the print and plays, myself as well as a handful of other judges. We're all gonna watch these videos and go through the rules and games and narrow down the ones that we think really stood out, whether it was great mechanics, whether it was an interesting use of the challenge, whatever it is that makes that pop in our eyes, those ones are getting tagged. Each judge is going to have the option to recommend any game for play, so just watching for those recommendations. And on the side, I am personally viewing every single one of them. So it's going to be a busy October for us.